I haven't been sick in 35 years. Not once. No flu, no infections, no surprise blood pressure spikes. Sounds unbelievable, right? But the truth is, I didn't discover some miracle cure or buy into trendy supplements. I simply listened to what my body was trying to tell me, and I answered it every morning with one small, natural habit. I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Ageless Garden, where we help people over 50 live longer, stronger, and more fulfilling lives using science-backed, real-world solutions. Now, if you've been struggling with blurry vision, fuzzy memory, or blood pressure that seems to have a mind of its own, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not broken. These aren't just signs of getting older. In many cases, they're signals of something deeper, something fixable. And today I'll share a simple drink that's changed everything for me and for hundreds of my patients. For years, we've been told that fading eyesight, memory slips, and creeping blood pressure are just part of getting older, like gray hair or aching knees. But what if that's not entirely true? In my experience as a senior doctor, the real culprits are often two silent saboteurs: chronic inflammation and oxidative stress. They build up in the background, slowly damaging your eyes, brain, and circulation, until one day you realize you're not seeing clearly, thinking clearly, or feeling steady anymore. But here's the good news. When you calm that internal chaos, your body responds, and often it starts to heal. Now, I'm not here to sell you a supplement or some overpriced superfood from halfway across the world. What I'm about to share is a simple morning drink made with four humble ingredients you probably already have in your kitchen. No pills, no powders, no exotic herbs. Just four natural ingredients that work together to reduce inflammation, improve circulation, and sharpen your thinking, while helping protect and even restore your eyesight. It takes less than 5 minutes to make, and it's helped dozens of my senior patients feel like themselves again. Steady, clear, and strong. Let me show you how. I want to start with the ingredient that surprises most people: baking soda. Yes, the same stuff you might use to freshen up your fridge or help your cookies rise. But inside the body, when used properly, baking soda becomes something far more powerful. It's one of the simplest tools we have to quietly combat chronic, low-grade inflammation, the kind that damages the tiny blood vessels behind your eyes, slows down brain function, and throws your blood pressure out of balance. I first started using baking soda after reading a study from the Medical College of Georgia, where researchers found that seniors who drank a small, diluted baking soda solution every day had a significant drop in inflammation markers like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, two of the main chemical culprits behind many aging-related conditions. Think of inflammation like an invisible fire. You don't always feel it, but it's burning through your tissues slowly. And when it comes to your eyesight, that fire restricts blood flow to the retina, your eye's most delicate, light-sensitive area. Without enough oxygen and nutrients, your vision begins to dim. You may notice it when reading small print, seeing halos around headlights, or feeling like your glasses just don't help like they used to. Baking soda helps put out that fire, not with force, but by creating a more alkaline, balanced environment inside your body. You see, our modern diets, full of processed foods, sugar, and stress, tip our internal pH toward acidity. When your body is too acidic, everything from digestion to circulation suffers. But when you gently shift your pH toward balance, your cells function better, heal faster, and absorb nutrients more efficiently. It's like clearing traffic from a busy highway. Suddenly, the delivery trucks carrying oxygen and vitamins can get through. Now, here's what I tell every patient. Not all baking soda is created equal. If you're going to drink it, make sure it's aluminum-free and food grade. I personally trust Bob's Red Mill and Arm & Hammer pure baking soda. But, and this is important, never use the box that's been sitting open in your fridge. Baking soda absorbs odors and moisture, and you don't want those leftovers ending up in your drink. Keep a clean, sealed container in your cupboard just for this purpose. As for dosage, you don't need much. Just a quarter teaspoon, dissolved in warm water, is plenty. Too much can upset your stomach or throw off your electrolyte balance. And like any good habit, consistency is more important than intensity. Let me share a quick story. One of my patients, June 74, came in last year feeling foggy and frustrated. She'd recently stopped driving at night because headlights blinded her, and she'd started forgetting small things, names, appointments, even her grandkids' birthdays. Her doctor chalked it up to aging, maybe early dementia. But I saw something else: chronic inflammation, dehydration, and circulatory sluggishness. We started with this morning drink, beginning with baking soda. Within 2 weeks, June told me her eyes didn't feel as dry or irritated. By the end of the month, she was reading again without a magnifier. Not because of magics for Manainen, but because we gave her body the environment it needed to function again. That's what baking soda can do. Not a cure-all, but a reset button. A way to calm the system down so healing can finally begin. Next, let's talk about something bright, sour, and absolutely essential: lemon. Now, you've probably squeezed lemon into water before, maybe for flavor, maybe for digestion. But when used with purpose, especially first thing in the morning, lemon becomes a powerful tool to protect your vision, boost your circulation, and sharpen your thinking. The secret lies in one of its star nutrients, vitamin C. But this isn't just the immunity vitamin people talk about during flu season. Vitamin C is a potent antioxidant, which means it neutralizes something called free radicals. Let's break that down simply. Free radicals are unstable molecules that bounce around your body looking for something to damage. And guess what they target first? The most delicate parts of your body, like the retina, the tissue behind your eyes responsible for capturing light and creating images. Over time, these free radicals cause oxidative stress, like rust building up on metal. That rust clouds your vision, weakens the tiny blood vessels that feed your eyes, and leads to dryness, light sensitivity, or even long-term conditions like cataracts. But here's the twist. Lemon doesn't just fight the damage, it helps prevent it. A study published by the National Institutes of Health found that regular vitamin C intake can reduce the risk of cataracts by up to 50% in older adults. That's not a theory, that's measurable impact. But the benefits don't stop at your eyes. Vitamin C also strengthens blood vessels, not just in the eyes but throughout your body. This improves circulation, which is especially important for seniors. Stronger circulation means more oxygen to your brain, more nutrients to your joints, and more clarity in your day-to-day focus. When paired with baking soda, lemon helps your body maintain a balanced pH, keeps inflammation in check, and enhances your body's ability to absorb nutrients efficiently. I often describe lemon as a natural signal booster. It tells your cells to wake up, absorb, and repair. Now, a few practical tips. Always use fresh lemon juice, not the kind from the bottle. Bottled lemon juice is often pasteurized, meaning it's been heated and stripped of many active enzymes and nutrients. Fresh lemons are alive, rich in flavonoids and natural oils that support your body in ways we're still discovering. Whenever possible, go organic. Lemons that are conventionally grown may carry pesticide residue on the peel. And even if you're only using the juice, trace amounts can affect your gut and your liver over time. I recommend buying a few lemons at a time and keeping them at room temperature or in the fridge. Squeeze half a lemon into your warm water. That's plenty. You'll taste the zing, and you'll feel it too, especially as part of a consistent morning ritual. Now let me tell you about Sam. Sam is 68. He's a retired teacher and an avid reader, or at least he used to be. When he came to see me, he said, "Doc, the words are starting to blur, and the street signs feel farther away than they used to. It's like the world's going dim." He was afraid, not just of vision loss, but of losing his independence. We added this morning drink to his routine, and within a month, Sam wasn't just reading again. He told me he finally drove at night without dread. That wasn't just lemon. That was clarity, built on small daily choices. Remember, lemon isn't just a garnish, it's a guard, protecting your vision, sharpening your focus, and energizing your cells. And when it's paired with baking soda, the real healing begins. Now, let's bring in the warmth. And I mean that literally, because when you add ginger to this morning drink, something shifts. You don't just taste it, you feel it. There's a reason ginger has been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine, across cultures from India to China to ancient Greece. But beyond its reputation as a digestive aid or cold remedy, ginger is one of the most powerful natural tools we have for improving circulation, sharpening brain function, and, yes, protecting vision. Let me explain how it works. One of the biggest issues I see in my older patients is what I call slow blood. That's not a medical term, of course, but it's how many seniors describe it. Cold hands and feet, numbness, a sense of mental slowness or brain fog. Often it's because the tiny blood vessels, especially in the brain and behind the eyes, aren't carrying enough oxygen and nutrients. When that happens, vision starts to fade. The world gets blurrier. Thoughts take longer to form, concentration slips, and it feels like your body is walking through water. That's where ginger comes in. Ginger contains compounds like gingerol and shogal, which have been shown to naturally open up blood vessels, reduce inflammation in the lining of your arteries, and stimulate circulation throughout the body. It's like giving your bloodstream a gentle push. No drugs, no side effects, just flow. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that ginger extract reduced inflammation in the eyes by up to 25% in patients with inflammatory eye conditions. That's significant, especially for those struggling with dry eyes, redness, or early signs of macular degeneration. But ginger does more than improve blood flow. It also boosts mental clarity. By increasing oxygen to the brain and reducing systemic inflammation, many of my patients report sharper focus, better memory recall, and a calmer mind within just a few weeks of daily use. And unlike caffeine, ginger doesn't spike your system and crash it later. It creates a steady, sustained alertness that feels clean. Ginger also supports digestion, which becomes more important as we age. Why? Because as digestion slows down, so does your body's ability to absorb nutrients. Even if you're eating all the right foods to improve eyesight, ginger helps your stomach break down food more effectively, so you're not just eating healthy, you're actually getting the benefit of what you eat. Let me give you a practical tip. Fresh ginger is best. Look for a firm root, smooth skin, and a spicy aroma. You can keep it in the fridge or even freeze small peeled chunks to grate as needed. I recommend using about half a teaspoon of grated ginger in your morning drink. If you're using powder, make sure it's organic and free of fillers. Now, you might be wondering how to know it's working. Here's what I tell my patients. If you feel a gentle warmth in your chest after sipping, that's a good sign. That means it's stimulating blood flow. It means your cells are waking up. I remember Susan, 73, former nurse. She came to me after years of struggling with focus. I walk into a room and forget why. I can't read more than a few pages without zoning out. We added this drink, and ginger in particular. Within 3 weeks, she told me, my mind feels like it's mine again. That's not magic. That's medicine. Natural, gentle, and consistent. And when you add ginger to baking soda and lemon, you create something truly powerful. An anti-inflammatory, circulation-boosting, brain-awakening start to your day. Let's add the final ingredient. It's the one that brings everything together, not just in taste, but in healing. Honey. But not just any honey. I'm talking about raw, unprocessed, nutrient-rich honey, the kind your grandparents might have kept in a jar on the kitchen shelf, long before it was mass-produced and stripped of its natural benefits. Honey, in its pure form, is far more than a sweetener. It's a natural antioxidant powerhouse, a gentle anti-inflammatory, and an immune-boosting energy source, all in one golden spoonful. And for your vision, your mind, and your blood pressure, it's the final piece of the morning drink puzzle. Let's start with the eyes. Dry, irritated eyes are common complaints in older adults, and often it's not just the environment or screen time. It's internal dehydration and oxidative stress, breaking down the delicate tissues that keep your eyes moist, nourished, and protected. Raw honey contains plant compounds called polyphenols, which combat the free radicals that damage your eye tissue and accelerate vision loss. These antioxidants protect the eye's surface, support the tear film that keeps your eyes lubricated, and help calm inflammation, especially behind the eyes where early signs of glaucoma or macular degeneration can quietly begin. There's even a growing body of research exploring the use of medicinal-grade honey in treating conjunctivitis, corneal ulcers, and dry eye syndrome. That's how powerful honey's healing properties can be. But it doesn't stop there. When you consume raw honey in the morning, it also gives your brain a steady, natural source of glucose, the fuel your neurons need to function. Not a sugar crash, not a rush, just clean, digestible energy that helps your brain focus, process, and stay alert without overstimulation. Unlike refined sugars that spike your insulin and inflame your system, honey is slow releasing, meaning it keeps your blood sugar stable, especially when paired with lemon, ginger, and baking soda. That's key for seniors concerned about blood pressure and metabolic health. And let's not forget about the heart. Honey supports the cardiovascular system by reducing C-reactive protein levels, a key marker of systemic inflammation and heart disease. That means lower blood pressure, less arterial stiffness, and better overall circulation. Now, I want to say something important here. Not all honey is created equal. Most of what you find on grocery store shelves has been heated, filtered, and stripped of its healing compounds. What you want is raw, unfiltered honey, ideally from a local source or a reputable brand like Manuka Health or YS Eco Bee Farms. These retain their pollen, enzymes, and antioxidants, the stuff that actually helps your body. You'll know it's good honey when it's thick, slightly cloudy, and maybe even crystallized a little. That's a sign it's alive. I typically recommend 1 teaspoon of raw honey in your morning drink. Stir it in last, after the water has cooled a little from warm, to preserve its nutrients. If the water's too hot, it'll destroy the delicate enzymes. And beyond the health benefits, it makes the drink something you'll actually look forward to. That small touch of sweetness transforms a functional remedy into a morning ritual, soothing, nourishing, and deeply comforting. Let me tell you about Gloria. She's 75, lives alone, and had lost her appetite and her energy. We added this drink to her mornings, and she told me, "Dr. Brian, it's like my body finally believes me when I say it's time to start the day." That's what this is about. Not just ingredients, not just science, but creating a small, sacred habit that tells your body, "I care about you. I'm listening. I'm healing." And honey, in its purest form, helps you do exactly that. Now that you know what each ingredient does, let me walk you through how to actually make this healing morning drink the right way. Start with 8 to 10 ounces of warm filtered water, not boiling, just warm enough to dissolve and blend. Boiling water can damage the enzymes in the honey and lemon, so think soothing tea temperature, not scalding. Next, add 1/4 teaspoon of aluminum-free baking soda. Stir it gently until it dissolves completely. This is your pH balancer, your anti-inflammatory base. Then squeeze in half a fresh lemon, ideally organic. You'll notice a gentle fizz when it hits the baking soda. That's the chemical reaction kicking in, creating a more alkaline and absorbable solution. Now add 1 teaspoon of freshly grated ginger. If you're using powdered ginger, just a small pinch will do, but fresh is better. Stir it in and let the warmth release its oils. Finally, stir in 1 teaspoon of raw honey after the drink has cooled slightly. Let it blend smoothly and sip slowly. Drink it 15 to 30 minutes before breakfast, daily. This small ritual can create big changes over time. Ready to hear why it works so well? So why does this simple drink make such a big difference? Because it's targeting the hidden root causes of so many issues seniors face, not just the symptoms. The baking soda calms chronic inflammation. The lemon delivers antioxidants to your eyes and blood vessels. The ginger stimulates oxygen-rich blood flow to your brain, and the honey nourishes your cells while gently reducing oxidative stress. Together, they form a synergistic formula that supports clearer vision, sharper thinking, steadier blood pressure, and stronger immunity every single morning. It's not a cure. It's a daily act of healing. This drink isn't a miracle, but in my 30-plus years of practice, I've learned that miracles often come disguised as habits. One small choice, done consistently, can shift your entire future. You're not broken. You're not just getting old. You're healing. You're taking back your health one morning at a time. So I encourage you, start tomorrow. Try this drink. Let your body feel the difference. And if you're ready to commit, like this video, subscribe to Ageless Garden and comment one below. I read every single one. And please share this with someone who needs hope. You're never too old to begin again.